All right, from the parking lot, we head out, and I took the, if you're at this Y right here, I took the right-hand trail, which takes you up some really nice rock scrambles right around this area, and you go nicely up until you hit the peak of Blackhead, right about here, which is around 3,963 feet. There's a little overlook off to the side, which I went and hit. Go back down Blackhead and come up Black Dome, which is a little over 4,000 feet. And I decided to go ahead and hit Camel Hump. So I went first to Thomas Cole and meandered around there a little bit. And out from Thomas Cole, I then hit Camel's Hump. And now at that point, there's overlooks on both sides. Camel's Hump's 3593. I think Thomas Cole's a little higher than that. Then headed back the same path that I was on. Found a couple little spots to run around over there, and took the other trail back down. Which this is if you want to avoid the heavy rock scramble on the way up. You could take this trail up and then go back down the rock scramble. This was a much less stressful trail going down. A lot of switchbacks at the top of it. Pretty steady descent, but not very complicated until we finally got back to the parking lot. Hey, good morning. So today's adventure is up in the Catskills. It's about 5 a.m. on July 5th, day after 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Belatedly. Anyway, today's adventure is going to be back up in the Catskills. Going to try and bag 3 more 3500s. It is going to be Blackhead, Black Dome, and Thomas Cole. So it'll take me, somewhere around, I don't know, 3.5 hours to get up there. Should be on the trail right around 8:30, maybe a little earlier, depending, because it'll depend on how much I bend the local speed limit to get there, and whether I run into any real issues on the way up. Once there, I'm starting this loop trail. There's a couple I found on all trails, a couple different trails that you can do with this one. One's 12.5 miles, but the starting and ending point on that one seemed to indicate that there's no parking at that spot, and they recommend parking at the Thomas Cole end of the trail and then doing a mountain bike over to the other trailhead. Well, I don't have a mountain bike, so I'm not doing that. So I'm going to take what is, I believe, the 8.5 mile hike. And if it's like most of the other All Trails hikes, I love the All Trails app. I think it's a great app. I use it pretty exclusively. But I will say that the mileage estimates appear generally to be a little short. So I'm expecting this to be over 8 miles. We will see when we get there. But that's the plan for today. Hopefully it will be a nicer day than the last time around. Not that I can tell from right now. Everything is kind of cloud covered this early, but hopefully the sun will come up, burn some of this cloud cover off, and we'll get some nice views from the Catskills. So I will talk to you all again then. Bye. Okie doke. Well, made it to the trailhead. It's about 8:30, so timing was just about as expected. This is the trailhead for, as I said, Blackhead, Big Dome, and something else. I can't remember now. Cole. Something Cole. Anyway, I'll look it up because I forget. And we should get ready to start. I just got to get my hiking boots on, get the water in my bladder, release what's in my bladder, and we should be off. All right, see you on the trail. All righty, here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1 spruce. This doesn't seem like the right trail to me. But we're going to trust the All Trails app. I'm going to start this thing up. And off we go. Alrighty. So, out here on the trail. So far, pretty nice trail. Early on, haven't gone very far yet. Just noting that people are definitely out and about. The parking lot was pretty full. Had to park down the road a little ways. But trailhead was pretty easily found and not a real problem coming from the side that I did come from. So I think I may have mentioned, assuming I actually had the GoPro working and I didn't just take 2 pictures of myself this morning in the car. One of the All Trails choices for this particular trail is from the opposite side, starting with Camel, Hump, and Thomas Cole. And I went from the other side, starting with Blackhead and Dome or whatever. Someday I'll learn to remember the names of things. But it's a lot of warnings about the other side of this having no parking. So I decided to come to this side. Parking was definitely there, it was not an issue. So I can't speak to there being no parking on the other side, but I can definitely speak to there being parking on this side. So definitely was there. It was full, and I got there at about 8:30 in the morning. So I guess if you want to spot on a weekend, try and get there earlier. I've already walked past one large group. There was a smaller group that headed out right before me, and there was an individual who I believe was waiting for someone who was going to go out after I did. So right now, I'm looking for a place to pee because I drank a lot of water on the way up. Always good to be hydrated. But I'm enjoying this. This is yet again, at least the beginnings of this hike, a little different than the other Catskill hikes I've been on. The rockiness is very similar, but the forest, the nature of the forest itself, it's denser, a little darker, kind of has that Hansel and Gretel leaving breadcrumbs looking for the witch's cabin feel, which is pretty cool actually. So, you know, not a lot of light creeping down. My little salmon, Salomon, or however you pronounce the name of this company's shirt, might actually be too light. But I have a feeling as we get through this, I'll be fine. That's pretty. You can see a little stream as we're wandering up the path. So I have my dirty hiking cap, which I haven't worn recently because I couldn't find it. And I was very gratified to locate it because I don't know what it is, but I feel like you can't have a clean hiking cap, right? You gotta have a ratty old dirty hiking cap. One that's seen some use, been out and about, had some experience. But how does it get that way? At some point this had to be a clean hat. I don't know. Just the weird, crazy stuff goes through my mind. as I wander through the forest. All right, talk to you later. Okay, so still hiking along. Thought I'd go over some of my gear that I use because I've been pretty happy with it. Obviously there's the GoPro, and we all know my trials and tribulations with the GoPro. So maybe I'm finally getting the hang of it. Maybe not. So one of the other key things that I use is my phone. What a surprise. And I have a Google Pixel XL. I've been very happy with it. And on it, as I said, I use the All Trails app. And it's been great. You know, it hooks up through GPS and it gives me a nice peace of mind in the event the trail gets hairy for some reason and I can't find it. Now, in these Catskill hikes, that hadn't been an issue at all. Haven't really even needed to look at it. So really the only time is when I hit an intersection and I got to remember which way I want to go. And you know, as I said, it's nice because you kind of see what you've done and how you're going, and you know, what part of the path you're on. You get an idea of the elevation changes that are coming up. So it's been useful. And the GPS function of it, when you record these hikes, which I like the fact that it records what I've hiked, sort of as credit, more so than just these videos. The Pixel hasn't used up the battery very often, which is great because I was worried about that. So that's a real nice added benefit, is that the battery lasts long and it charges super fast. So I've brought power banks with me. I learned that because of the GoPro. So I've actually got 2 extra GoPro batteries, which are charged. Excuse me. And I've got 2 charging stations. So all of my electronic gear could be recharged if I kill it on the way out. Now, I will say this from the standpoint of service, because if you've followed any of my Facebook stuff, you'll know I like going live from the trail, especially in this coronavirus COVID-19 era, to give people who maybe can't come out and see this stuff a chance to see some of the nature. But out here in the boonies, I have a heck of a hard time getting service. And so going live on Facebook has been sporadic. Tried 4 times today. Haven't been able to do it yet. So we will see what happens when I get to the summit of this first mountain, which I think is Black Dome or Blackhead. I should look at the trail again, just to be sure. Apparently, this is a campsite, but not within 150 feet of road, trail, or water. So, can't camp here. The other thing I use is my Fitbit, and I like the Fitbit. I think I have a Versa 2. I like it a lot. It also has GPS, and usually will record the entire hike as well. So, for example, today
I can register this as a Spartan trail run, even though I ain't running. Because in a trail run, all you have to do is walk or run a certain distance. And whatever the ending distance is here will be enough for at least the 10K, probably not the 21K. Don't think I'm gonna hit 13 miles today. We'll see. Oh, it's kind of neat. Trail opens up a little bit. But you can see what I was talking about earlier too. The forest is really dark. Like Grimm's fairy tales dark. I like it. So the other thing I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of running. Not that you can tell because I'm already winded here, but I could get my air back real quick by stopping. This is just a steady uphill climb, so it's all good. But been doing a lot of running, and I hurt my calves. So I got these calf sleeves, and they've helped a lot. And then I hurt my hip right here on my hip, and that is not healing too fast. So I think part of that reason that I hurt my hip is that I'm old. Other reasons are that this repetitive running, I thought to myself, is doing a lot of pounding on my joints. So maybe it's a percussion kind of damage thing, but I don't know. So there's a lean-to over there, which I guess is a designated campsite for you to camp. I'm not camping, so I'm not going there. I did find a place to pee, by the way. And the guy who started behind me blew past me. Much younger guy. But he's doing pretty much the same route I am. So he will finish much faster than I will. All right. Anyway, I was talking about my routine. And the other thing I've been doing that I really think is helping with the hiking is been doing a lot of squats and step-ups on the park benches at the park where I run. And the squats and the step-ups help build, you know, the thighs, and the thighs and the quads and the calves, you know, all get quite a workout going up hills like this. So, you know, I don't know if it's a good tip, a bad tip. You may know I have a Steelers podcast as well that I do with my buddy Joe Kuzma called Steel City Underground. And, you know, my dirty hiking cap, of course, indicates my Steelers pride. But if you listen to that, you'll find out we call ourselves the least prepared podcast on the... Okay, so gonna go up now a good bit here. This is all at least 30 degrees, maybe 35 degrees, maybe as much as 50, because there's definitely spots here that at least look like they're more than a 45-degree angle. But, you know, it's not like I got a protractor and can measure it. But the reason I wanted to do this is, pardon me while I adjust the camera there. This is what I'm talking about with the using the legs. This is just killer on the quads. You know, lift after lift. Think about a stair climber. That's the way this is. And you know, the wind will go, but the legs, if you've trained them, don't give out so quick, which is good. So that's a pretty steep up. For the most part, at least so far in this trail, it's been, I would say, moderate. But, you know, it's rated hard. I don't know that I'm ready to believe it will be moderate, because every time I start to think that, these hikes have gotten nuts. Anyway, off we go. It's beautiful forest. All right. You know my fascination with things that remind me of scenes out of Lord of the Rings. And here's another one. Don't know why. Just these big, you know, rock facings and paths that lead through them just seem very ancient and very Lord of the Ringies. Rings-ish. And this is a particularly cool little path. Up to what I think is probably my first overlook of the day. Oh yeah. Not too shabby. Still a little hazy, but you know, when you relate it to the last time I was out here in the Catskills, where this would have been all whited out, you know, hey, not too bad. A little over 2 miles in. Hello, bird. Beautiful, beautiful. See you at the top. I may actually wear one of these batteries out on this sucker. So, it's another section of the trail I'm really enjoying quite a bit. And wanted to share. I'm getting close to summiting. Not there yet. And at least on all the other hikes, there's been a sign when we've hit 3,500 feet. And, oops, that was a little slippery. I'm wondering if we'll get the same thing on this one. Ooh. But we'll see. Felt a little clumsy on that one, but I will say it's humid extremely humid. There's a lot of flies. Flies are not something I'm a fan of. And I think one keeps biting me on the shoulder. Little bastard. But that is the price you pay to see stuff like this. Big up. See, there you go again. Step ups are important. Ooh, that's a big up. Hey, rewarded. 3,500 foot elevation. Now, I don't remember what the summit is on this particular hike or this particular mountain. I know that the second mountain's over 4, so still got some up to do. This battery's gonna die soon. So when we get to the top, I may have to change the battery out. A first. Awesome hike so far. Talk to you guys later. Well, that's the trail. Blackhead Mountain is where I'm definitely at. I double checked it. That's the trail, and I just figured I'd show that to you because that's the angle I'm currently at. You can see that's pointing down at me, and if I turn it around, you're just going to see the dirt. And now as I scale back up, you can see the trail is up, and it's up and up. I thought I was close to the summit, and I guess technically compared to where I came from I am, but I'm not that close. So up we go. And this is why I don't like to prejudge Catskill hikes. Because on every one of them, at some point, you seem to run in to these great and awesome inclines, rock scrambles that are just awesome. And this is one of them. So I'm going to put the camera away. Wanted to give you a view of it, but I'm going to put it away because I might need both hands. See you later. All right, still not quite there, but again, the path is just so gorgeous and so cool that I just keep wanting to film it. Especially as it, you know, kind of changes from this rocky scramble that I was on to the pine forest at the top. And you know how that compares to where we've been. Ooh, I kind of hope that the trail goes right up that rock. Hey, what do you know? And it kind of does. Oh, look at that. Wonder where we are. Yeah, most of these do not have, so you can see it's 1.3 miles to Black Dome. We're on, this is what I believe is the summit of Blackhead. And I'm gonna get my all trails out to try and prove that to myself. But most of the summits that I've hit in the Catskills are kind of like this, right? There's not really an overlook. There's not really a place to see anything because the trees are too overgrown. Now, if I look at this stuff correctly, I think over this way which is not on the Trails app. I'm going to open that up, take a look. I think there might be an overlook that way, in which case we will try and head to it. So let me see if I can get this open and we can take a look at where we are. So you can see, yes, we're at the summit of Blackhead. And we're gonna end up going this way in the long run because this is where Black Dome is. And so we're gonna go the 1.3 miles to Black Dome, and Black Dome's gonna be over here. And then we're gonna hit whatever the other one is. I can't remember what it's called. And for whatever reason, it's not telling me. And when we get done with that, we're gonna come backtrack, and then we're gonna take this other path, which will make it a loop back down. But it looks like the marker is saying that there may be, or that the trail, the last person who recorded this trail anyway, says there's something over there. So we're gonna go see. This is summit number 5 for me. So I'm pretty excited. Hopefully we get 6 and 7 in today. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, so this is called the Catskill Overlook. Don't know what we're gonna see. Haven't gotten there yet, but I figured it was worth coming over to take a gander. Not a bad little view. Not as good as it could be, I guess. Again, you know, you do get at least something of a vista here, and it is pretty. Still a little hazy out there. We'll see how it goes. So, you know, just a quick detour over to this. This is the Catskill Overlook. We'll head back and head to Black Dome. And I guess the current plan is we're gonna go ahead and eat lunch. It's just me, I'm here doing it solo today. I'm gonna eat lunch at Black Dome. My lunch today consists of some habanero turkey jerky that I got. Get off me, fly. Flies ought to love that crap. At the Jerky House, I think is what it's called, or something, I don't know. Jerky City, some store. And I tried it, it was really good. So I got some, and I thought that'd be good protein for a hike. And my, you know, traditional protein shakes. So we'll see how that mixes in my stomach. It ought to be fun. Sure is a gorgeous day. I wish that the haze would burn off, you know, but man, look at that sky. Look at that sky. Woo, beautiful, beautiful. So, all right, off to Black Dome. This battery is about dead, so if I'm going to record any more in between now and then, I will probably replace the batteries. Wish me luck. Bye. Well, I don't know how much of this we're going to see, but pretty sure that's Black Dome over there, which is where I'm headed now. But coming down the trail here, as I'm heading down, this looked, oh, I guess I could have walked this far. Geez. Probably the nicest vista of the day. So this is where the stick really kind of helps out with the GoPro. So you can see I got to go down and then go back up to get over there. A little over a mile. Should be a fun hike. Yay! GoPro, turn off. Oh. Maybe I didn't record any of that. But if I didn't, what I said was, you wait 5 minutes and the vista just gets better. I mean, just look at that. Just beautiful. Just a gorgeous vista. Gorgeous day, beautiful hike. 3.26 miles in, a little over 8, so about 5 to go. heading over there, and then I think there's another mountain on the other hand side of it that I'm gonna hit. But I head down, you can see the path kind of winds down here and it's gonna go down. So we're gonna go right down the outside of this mountain, which is kind of cool. I may just keep recording as I go down. Well, maybe not, because that's a big down, and I'm gonna need both hands to do it. Anyway, I'll be replacing the battery shortly, and talk to you later. Bye. Whew. All right, headed up Black Dome. Have been for a little while. And, you know, another Tolkien-esque section of trail that I felt was worth filming. So I am, and hopefully I don't regret it and fall on my ass while holding this GoPro. Didn't change. Oh man, it's just so cool. I don't know if you can see through the trees, but as you can look up there, the rocks are just so awesome. I was saying I didn't change the battery yet, so I hope the thing doesn't die in the middle of this particular video. This ought to be interesting. Cool trail. Lots of big steps. Look at that. Wow. So neat. Where's Gandalf? Must find him. Thou shalt not pass. The trail could go that way. I think it does. Could also go that way. Now, as I've said before, normally this thing is very well marked. I'm going with this direction because it just looks more, excuse me, beaten down. And that looks more like, you know, a bear would go there and hibernate or something. Wow, so neat. Whew. So, I think I'm gonna let the camera may die on me. It may have died already. If it hasn't, I'm gonna turn it off and I'm gonna change the battery. Okay. Now I got my mouth full of turkey jerky, which is gonna make me drink because it's kind of hot. Habanero, right? I like hot peppers. And this turkey jerky has a lot of flavor. Man, that's just fun. Look at this. That's just a fun path. If I can figure out how I want to do it. Well, that wasn't so bad. Whew. That's a spicy turkey jerky. All right, Black Dome. Hey, look at that. I don't know if you can see it. It's a worm hanging in the middle of the air. It's amazing. It's like David Copperfield of the insect world. I don't know if that's even being picked up on this, but it's cool. Black Dome is very cool. I'm enjoying this side of the mountain. Oh my. Oh my. So that's Blackhead. Don't know what all that stuff is over there. Little lake down there, very cool. Oh my. Whew. Heck, I'm not even at the top. Once again, gorgeous, gorgeous summit. Or gorgeous, gorgeous vista. Oh, beautiful. All right, gonna continue on my way. I'll eat the rest of my turkey jerky when I get to the top and have my protein shakes. And I got a tip. I've seen several people on the trail. I wouldn't say more than usual for the Catskill hikes that I've done. I've seen a total of maybe 3 groups. 2 of the groups had 1 guy in them in each group. And the one guy who I had said was gonna pass me and did pass me, that had parked after I did, he was a trail runner, bastard. He was going fast. He told me go all the way to Camel Hump, which means I'd have to go past Trent Cole. He said it's worth it, you should do it, you're here, and the view from there is one of the best. So we'll see how bad I feel when I get to Trent Cole and whether I'm going to do it. I also want to look on the map and see how far away Camel Hump is, because there's not really any view from Trent Cole. Not surprising, there very few of these have a view at the summit. It's usually something like what we're seeing right here, which is, somewhere along the way you get just a gorgeous vista. But we'll see how I do. Hey, I managed to change the battery once. Maybe I'll be able to do it again. See ya. So, I may have to edit a little bit there. I wasn't sure whether the video started. When people ask me why I do this stuff and why I decide to come out on these hikes, the answer is really simple. Man, this is why I do this stuff. I mean, I've said it, I'll say it again. Welcome to my church. This is where I commune with what the Holy Spirit is to me. Because this is just awesome. Unbelievable stuff. Beautiful. So, I don't know. You can see down there, there's a little lake. That over there is Blackhead Mountain, which I came down off of. And then heading up Black Dome. All right, I'm gonna try and get to the summit so I can eat, and we'll see where we get to. All right, according to All Trails, I am about to hit the summit of Black Dome. So I figured, as is my habit, I would memorialize it. So according to this, that's where we are, Black Dome, 4,006 feet. Again, no great surprise. The summit itself, anticlimactic. Although, I don't know, I really like these little pine forests on the top of these mountains. And I find them very relaxing, very peaceful, calming, soothing. They smell great. Whew. Ah, the scent. So that's my 6th summit in the Catskills. My 6th 3,500 foot summit, I should say. And it's interesting because I was looking at All Trails, and when I first looked at it, right, it told me Camel's Hump was under 3,500 feet, which would make it not one of the 3500s in the Catskills. Taking a detour here because I think I got an overlook coming up. But then I looked at this again, and I don't know if you can see that, but it says Camel's Hump is 3593, which would make it one of the 35s. And you know, if that's in fact the case, I may have to hit it, you know? 4 summits in a day, that'd be pretty damn good. Ooh, this is pretty. So let me turn the camera around. So there's that lake we saw from the other angle, but you can see kind of the Sawtooth Mountain, well, not really Sawtooth, but the, you know, up and downs, valleys between the peaks out there, and then just a nice little view. So I think it's got to be right around noon. Let me look here. $11:48. So close enough. I think I'm going to eat my lunch right here. And maybe I'll do Facebook Live. And then I think I'm going to try and hit those next 2 summits before I head back. Make this a nice day. What a gorgeous view. I'll be back. Okay, on my way up Thomas Cole, and this part right here was about the coolest thing I've run into so far. So I thought, I haven't filmed anything going up Thomas Cole yet, so why not? And I'm kind of close to the summit, I think. Based on all trails. Again, the summit is likely to be anticlimactic, but I am going to reach a point of decision when I get there, being, do I keep going to Camel's Hump, or do I turn back there? So I got to make that choice. You can see the trail's a little more overgrown through here. I'm guessing this is just because it's the season and everything is in bloom, so to speak. Whew. So I had my lunch, which was a protein shake, a little bit more habanero turkey jerky. Ooh, it's kind of cool too. But you can see, you know, it's the way these hikes generally end up. You get some area where you're just walking, maybe at an incline, maybe not. And then you get rock scrambles. That's a little one. But when it's your 3rd summit of the day, even the little rock scrambles start to be tiring. You know, I've been talking about gear. Let me talk about these things. These are my boots. Salomon boots. Don't ask me the model number, I don't remember. If anybody cares, because nobody watches these but me and Mark. But if somebody starts watching them and they care, I'll tell you. But I'll tell you this, best boots I ever owned. These things have been fantastic. I have had no problems with my feet since getting them and hiking. And as Mark will tell you, I used to have all kind of problems with my feet, especially on the downs where my toes would just really bother me. Now, according to All Trails, this is the summit of Thomas Cole. I don't think it is, because that's higher than where I am. But it's probably as close as it gets on the trail. All right, this goes up just a little. Now it's still, I think it's going up a little bit more up here. So maybe I'm just inaccurate on the All Trails app with where I am. And it's got me marked a little ahead on the GPS somehow. All right, I'm gonna say this is it, because it's around here someplace. Summit of Thomas Cole, peak number 7 in the Catskills for me, 3,500 peak. And now it's decision time. I don't know what that was. How many times has Daddy farted on his walk today? That's a Facebook joke. Unless you've watched Facebook stuff that I've put up, you won't get it. But anyway, it is about as far to Camel's Hump as it was from Black Dome to here. Maybe just a touch further. It's only 12:20, which means it only took me about 15 minutes to get here. I see no reason not to continue to Camel's Hump, grab my 4th peak, and see what that view is like. All right, until I get there, see you then. Okay, I'm pretty close to Camel's Hump, so I thought I'd turn this on. According to All Trails, it should be pretty much up this last rise, not too far. So I thought, okay, let's turn it on and see. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera around so I can walk up. You can tell it's definitely got some more open area up there. But I'm thinking that's where I want to go. Just a guess. Just a guess. Oh, what a beauty. Beauty, eh? Good day. Welcome to the Great Catskills. You know, or whatever. Pretty nice. I'm not sure it beats the others, but it's still, you know, for what essentially took me about 20 minutes, so less than an hour's worth of hiking when you add it all back and forth. Pretty daggone nice vista. Yep, not gonna complain about that. So for me anyway, this is peak number 8. So I doubled my Catskill total today. I went from 4 to 8. And until I get proved wrong, I'm going with what All Trail says, and says that this is 3593, therefore it is a 3,500 foot mountain, and Camel's Hump is one of the 3,500s. Whoa, let's try not to step off the rock into a big crevasse. So that's a pretty good day's work. 4 summits in one day. I'm kind of proud of that. So it ended up being just under 6 miles, 5.85. I actually may go down the trail just a hair more to see if there's any more vistas, anything else pops up. And if not, I will head back, hit Thomas Cole again, hit Blackhead or Black Dome, and then get back to the car, head back to the car, finish this loop out. It'll definitely be 10-miler, I'm sure, by the time it's all said and done. We'll see. So I think the next time I check in, we'll be back at the car. Peace. Well, made it back. So ended up doing all 4 summits, so that adds 4 to my total. I think overall it was about, let me pull up All Trails and see what I actually did, because I recorded it. 10.2 miles, so I was underestimating the mileage. Elevation, according to this, was 64,724 feet. I don't think that's right. I think they may have gotten it off by a decimal place there. It may be 6,000 feet total elevation change, because of adding in going to what was it, Camel Hump. I mean, this was going to be close to 5,000 feet elevation change anyway. Going to Camel Hump probably you know, bumped it up over 5,000. And I don't know. I could try and also see what my Fitbit registered on this hike, because it will have registered something, although it's wrong because it's way light on the mileage, and I'm not sure it's gonna sync up yet. So when I do the final numbers for the hike, I think I'll come in. Mileage is about 10.2 miles. I think the elevation change is going to be somewhere over 5,000, less than 6, you know, but over 5,000 feet. It was a good hike, a very good hike. A lot of nice vistas, gorgeous day, just a beautiful day. May be my favorite hike I've done in the Catskills so far. Not because it was the most challenging. It had challenging moments, but it was definitely not the most challenging. I think both Slide and Cornell had more challenging ups. The Devil's Pass stuff with Sugarloaf and Twin, also more challenging stuff than this. So this was definitely not as hard as those two. I have to give this the nod over Slide and Cornell, because I could see stuff, right? You know, it was raining, we missed out. I mean, I'm gonna have to do Slide and Cornell again just because we did it in the rain, so we can do it not in the rain. Did see a rattlesnake, just one. Heard what I am assuming were several snakes as the day wore on the trip down. Really thought I might see more, because the sun was hitting the trail in several spots, and I thought, okay, it's middle of the afternoon, going to be time for these guys to come out and start sunning themselves and basking in the warmth, so to speak. Did see one on the trail, definitely was a rattlesnake. As most snakes really are, it didn't really want anything to do with me, so it just left, which is good. I gave it plenty of time to leave before I crossed the path, I'll tell you that much. I was not eager to go through that section of path. So I gave it, because I didn't have a way to go around. There's no good way to go around where he was, or she was, dependent. But either way, you know, that's my first rattlesnake that I couldn't get a picture of it because it did go off the trail too quickly. So that was exciting. Beyond that, I told this tale on Facebook Live, and I'm going to tell it here just to close out this hike. So as I was going up the third peak, you know, I saw this, I guess it was as I was on the top or getting towards the top of Black Dome, there was a black and yellow butterfly. And I wanted to take its picture, and as soon as I got the camera out, it flitted away. And then it would land, just taunting me, land just ever so much in front of me, and it would spread its wings and go, "Look how pretty I am. Don't you want to take my picture?" And I'd go, "Yes, actually, I kind of do want to take your picture." And then I'd get the camera out, and because the camera's a phone, I have to unlock the phone, and by the time I unlock the phone, the butterflies fly away. And it just seemed to be timed perfectly that every time I finally got the phone unlocked, the butterfly, prick that he was, would fly away. And you know, it was really starting to get aggravating. And you know, and there he is. He's right there. He just flew past the car. Little bastard has followed me the entire path. Because I get it. This is why I think I'm really exhausted and delusional. I know that there are many butterflies with these colorations, and that it's not the same butterfly who has followed me all the way down the mountain. But it's the same butterfly. I believe in my heart, in my soul, that little bastard who just flew by has been stalking and taunting me the entire second half of this hike. I just tells you that I'm tired. And the reason I say that is, I may have already said this on camera, but it's not just 4 peaks that I hit. It's actually 6, because I had to do 2 of them twice. And the 2 I had to do twice on this hike were Black Dome and Thomas Cole, and those were the 2 highest. So, you know, because, you know, part of this is an out and back, and so as I go out to Camel Hump, coming back from Camel Hump, got to go to Thomas Cole, got to do Black Dome again. So I actually hit 6 summits today, and that's a lot of climbing. So, you know, you think about it that way, really good hike, really challenging. Took me a little over 6 hours to do. You know, I didn't push myself real hard, but I'm happy with the time. It's 3:30, I should be home, you know, a reasonable time. To chill out and chillax, as they say. So hopefully, you know, you enjoyed some of my nonsense here, and this will be a part of our hikenow.org YouTube channel, and hopefully website once we ever get it up. All right, until the next adventure, see you later. Here. And while I at least try to be somewhat prepared here on the hiking, I'm not that prepared. So it's not like I've done research to see what the best exercises for hiking are. I just do the things that I think make the most sense. Anyway, here we go, continuing upward and onward. I just had those things on my mind, and I thought, hey, may as well share them. Talk to you again.